Hey guys, Justin here from Barbell Kings, and today we are going to discuss why I don't recommend vegetarian or vegan diets. There's only one reason, and that's nutrient deficiency. Most, oh, maybe I should back up a minute. For any of my vegan or vegetarian friends out there, I've got quite a few of them. I don't have anything against anybody that chooses not to eat meat for ethical, spiritual, moral, whatever your reason is. It's none of my business, and I'm not here to persuade you to change your diet if that's what you want. By all means, but this is more of a general information as to why I don't recommend or kind of push that agenda, or some bring some awareness to it, because I think we push the vegan and vegetarian options as if they're healthy or healthier, or it's a healthy lifestyle choice. But as I'm about to discuss, nutrient deficiency is a real problem among vegan diets and vegetarian diets. Something like 93% of vegans are nutrient deficient, and there's a whole range of nutrients. It's not just one area. It's like B12, calcium, zinc, choline, EPA, DHA, vitamin A, vitamin D. There's a long list of nutrients because just the way of the world, meat is much more nutrient dense and much more bioavailable. Our bodies absorb nutrients from those sources a whole lot better, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. So, nutrient deficiency, as I mentioned, is a big problem in vegan and vegetarian diets, and I think, the reason for that is just bioavailability. Vegetables have phthalates, which block our ability to absorb their nutrients. This is why when I talk about potatoes, I always talk about cooking them and then cooling them, letting them cool before you eat them. Even if you reheat them after, if you want your potatoes to be warm, obviously, you can reheat them again. But that cooking and cooling process helps eliminate some of the phthalates so you can absorb the potassium. Let's see, what other nutrients I mentioned? So I talked about vitamin A and vitamin D. Vitamin D, I think you can get some vitamin D from some mushrooms, but for the most part, freshwater fatty fish should be your primary source for vitamin D. So, right there. Vitamin A. So, a lot like when you look at vegetables, a lot of times people go, well, they're very high in nutrients. They should have, why are you nutrient deficient if vegetables have lots of nutrients? But like I talked about the bioavailability there. Another issue that comes into play here is that there are two forms of vitamin A. There's the beta carotene, which is the precursor to retinol, which is the active form of vitamin A. Retinol is what your body uses. Beta carotene does have some role, so I do eat carrots. I'm not throwing vegetables out the window and saying don't ever eat vegetables. They do have their uses. They're just not a primary source for nutrients. But like I was saying, carrots have lots of beta carotene. They don't have retinol, and the human body does a very poor job of converting beta carotene into retinol, something like 10%. So you'd have to eat 10 times the amount of carrots to get your recommended vitamin A. Which, side note, our RDA, like our recommended daily value for vitamin A, is like 10 times lower than what traditional cultures eat. Like we evolved eating a whole lot of vitamin A. That's a side note. The point here, you're not going to eat too much vitamin A, and it's very unlikely. It's not impossible, but it's be much harder to get it through vegetable sources. Iron is the same way. There's non-heme iron and heme iron, which heme comes from animal sources that your body uses, and then non-heme comes from vegetable sources that your body doesn't convert very well. Let's see. There's really not a whole lot to say on this topic, other than, like I said, it's something that it's another thing too, is it's not impossible to make these diets work either. There's a lot of supplements out there. There's cod liver oil. There's a whole market for supplements to help people that have that want to take on this lifestyle and still want to be healthy. You still need your nutrients for a whole there's a whole list of reasons, of ways your body uses vitamin A, and the way the way your body functions using vitamins. It was funny. I was talking to somebody the other day. It's 2015 or 2016. I don't know. It was a while ago. Sweden had a big vegan movement, and then they had all these people coming to their doctors, complaining about all these problems, And the doctor's like, well, it's, they're looking at their nutrient, charts, and they're going, well, it's because you're deficient in all these nutrients. And they didn't, the patients didn't want to change how they were eating. So then they had to, it became this, not a problem, but it was, something for them to figure out, like, well, how do we get these nutrients back into their lives without them eating meat? So it became a whole, like, a whole, I don't know, a whole subplot of of being a doctor was trying to figure out, how to work around vegan and vegetarian patients. And the same thing has happened now in America with a lot of like functional health practitioners now. There's like pockets of, of handfuls of them that specialize in people, working with people that are on a vegan or vegetarian diet. So I thought it was cool how that kind of erupted from this this diet movement. Let's see, what else? It's very hard to get your nutrients from vegetable sources. They're not very bioavailable. I mean, honestly, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I might edit some of this just because I've kind of been rambling here for a minute. But that's the primary reason why I wouldn't recommend that diet is because it's very hard for you to get all your nutrients, and it's not the optimal diet for the human, for humans, for the human body. We have one stomach. Vegetarians, herbivores have like 4 stomachs and they graze all day. We intermittent fast, okay, because we don't need to eat all day. Herbivores need to eat all day. They have to graze all day. That's irrelevant. The biggest point is that our bodies don't. It's just not bioavailable. We can't. It's hard for us to get the nutrients from vegetable sources that we need to survive, or maybe not survive, but be healthy. The human body is very resilient and adaptable. That's why we can survive on the American diet of pizza and chicken wings and fried food. Not healthy, but we can survive. The body, we can adapt. It won't kill us. I mean, not eventually, or not immediately, I should say. Eventually it will. It's terrible for us. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Questions, comments, concerns. I'm going to share a blog post. I'll probably link it in the description or in the comments here from Chris Kresser. He's a mentor of mine in the functional health community. He has a great blog post about all this, and it's got a whole bunch of information on it. So I think that's it for today. Thanks, guys. See you later.